There's a risk of overextending yourself, exaggerating expectations, enthusiasm is high, and overpromising is on the forefront. So really be mindful before you say any yeses or any nos. Think about it. Welcome to the Story of Spirit podcast, where practical spirituality meets real life. Hi, I'm your host, She Tells Story. I'm a psychic medium, grief support counselor, professional astrologer, and a human design reader, and of course, a law of attraction master coach. With my unique blend of spiritual and practical tools, I am here to help you align with your soul-led purpose and ignite a life that sets your soul on fire. In this podcast, we are going to explore the principles of energy, astrology, spirituality, and psychology to help you heal your grief and create an aligned life and business from the inside out. Whether you are looking to deepen your intuition, understand your cosmic design, or transform your business, this podcast is for you. Join me each week for insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories that will guide you on your journey to living your very best life. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at She Tells Story or wherever you listen to this podcast. Let's dive in and start this transformative journey together. Welcome to the Story of Spirit podcast. Welcome to the Astro Forecast for the week of February 24th to March 2nd. We are moving into March, y'all. So we start out the week on Monday, March 24th in a fourth quarter moon phase in Cancer. So this is a very sensitive moon, which indicates this week is going to be a little sensitive. We're going to be quite intuitive and maybe even have the energy of, let's say, emotional intelligence if you are tapping into within. So our first major aspect of the week is on Tuesday, February 25th, and it is Mercury conjunct to Saturn. Saturn is restriction, duty, restructure, responsibility, and Mercury is our mind, our thought processing, and the way we communicate with each other. So Mercury is in lovely Pisces. It's very sensitive, and Saturn is also in Pisces, and this energy is going to help you to create structure around your dreams, to put goals and kind of next steps to do around the things that you've been dreaming about the things that have been in your heart. So this is a really lovely intuitive day because of the Pisces piece of it, but Saturn is asking you to do something about it. So as I kind of feel into this, kids also could feel a little bit imposter syndrome today because you have this mission in your heart, but then Saturn is are you being responsible? Do you have all the skills to make this happen? And it's a good thing. It's helping you to structure your thinking and help you to create sort of, if you don't feel like you have enough skills, what do you need next? In our group, we've had a lot of imposter syndrome coming up with people that are have a mission on their heart, but they don't know if they're qualified or they don't feel like they should be doing it, but they know they should be doing it, but they're not sure if they're ready. And I always say, imposters don't have imposter syndrome. So congratulations, you passed the authenticity test. And now what do you do? The only way to really get through imposter syndrome is to do the dang thing. And when you do the dang thing, you get confidence, you get information. No one has thought their way through to the other side. You have to do to the other side. So this is going to be about how are you going to do. So creating a time to be focused and structure some thinking. While this aspect may feel very heavy and serious because Saturn makes things heavy, it's excellent time for tackling complex problems and making practical decisions. Happening in Pisces means that you also have an access to the higher divine, right? A higher dimensions in terms of tapping into your spirit, tapping into source. You can come up with solutions and ideas that might not have come to you if it was not in a water sign. So conversations may take on a more reflective tone, encouraging deep and meaningful dialogue. And it may also you might also feel called to set boundaries and commit to a long-term vision that aligns with your spiritual and creative goals. This energy supports clarity and maturity in communication and helping you to navigate challenges with wisdom. So this is a kind of a rare energy of having Saturn and Pisces, they're almost two different things. Saturn is about responsibility, structure, father time, and Pisces is the ethereal flow of all things, one love, connection to the divine. It's music, it's creativity. And Saturn's like, do the thing, climb the ladder, be sure footed. And Pisces is like, no, just feel your way through. So when we have this kind of clash, it's actually quite interesting because the energy you could feel on this day is that you are feeling a little dreamy, but then you also feel like determined. That's Saturn, determined to get something done. On Friday, February 27th, we have Mercury sextile to Uranus. This is a really good aspect for fresh insights, innovative thinking, breakthrough moments. Mercury in Pisces is enhancing your imagination, while Uranus in Taurus anchors flashes of brilliance and practical, tangible ways of getting things done. So this is a really great day to approach problems, to tackle big things in your life. Creative ideas for professional and personal life is going to be really helpful today. And this energy encourages stepping outside the box, embracing unconventional methods, especially when it comes to communication, finances, and daily routines. It's a day where aha moments can seem to come out of nowhere, leading you to exciting and transformative shifts. This is a good day, Thursday. So if you're doing any brainstorming or ideation or kind of brain dumps of ideas, this is going to be a good day for that. And then we have a beautiful new moon in Pisces. This is going to be very ethereal energy. It is happening at 9 degrees of Pisces at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 5:45 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, or 5, that would be 1 hour, 4:45 p.m. Pacific time. So the new moon in Pisces is going to invite you to set intentions that align with your dreams, creativity, and spiritual growth. This lunation encourages deep reflection, imagination, and surrendering to the flow of life. Are you listening to your internal compass? How much of a connection do you have to your intuition? And are you really listening to your intuition? Because this is going to bring you brilliance this week. There is, however, a little bit of a square. There's a lot. It is a square. It's not little. It is a square to Jupiter. Now, squares are challenging, but Jupiter is considered a very benefic, a very positive planet. So even in square, it doesn't mean it's challenging, but it's challenging in a way that it's like scarcity and abundance. What this means is there's these big, expansive ideas. You feel very optimistic now, almost maybe gullible. Or because it's in Gemini, you could feel really scattery, like the energy has no center because it's so watery with the Pisces energy. And then this that's all mutable energy. Mutable means energy, information that just goes wherever it wants, right? It doesn't have a focus like a fixed sign would. And it doesn't have starter energy like a cardinal sign does. It just goes wherever it's needed. So it can be very scattering. So I would say this new moon on Thursday, February 27th, is not going to feel like you have a lot of maybe the ability to really focus, or if you do focus, you have lots of ideas coming forward. So now will not be the time to act on all your ideas. Of course, with the new moon, there is no light in the moon. So we like to set intention at this time. And any intention that you set during this new moon in Pisces will come to some fruition or some new light of understanding on September 7th, 2025. So on the calendar, put on September 7th, 2025, the intention that you're going to set on this day about bringing your projects to life, spiritual growth, emotional healing, dreaming big and aligning with your purpose. There's not a lot of details in this energy because it's so dreamy. And any ideas that you might have now, just put them on that calendar and see what really takes root, right? We're not actually wanting to water or do much with these seeds for the next 3 days when the light of the moon starts to come in. So we say don't do anything. The moon is a big force that helps you in your life. So when you're doing things in the dark of the moon, there's no energy there to support you. So we want to make sure that any projects that we start that have seeds that are planted today, we want to wait a little bit, 3 days. But when we wait 3 days, we are moving into March. And guess what? March brings a lot of energy. March is going to bring energy of retrogrades, my friends, and eclipses. So there's a lot of shifting energy in March, and the Spirit's showing me sort of this like sifting out of all the stuck energy. It's almost like a sieve, and all of the chunky bits are being caught up in the sieve. And that's what March is. March is the sieve. It's no longer, you're not bringing all these chunky bits into the rest of the year. So on Saturday, March 1st, we have Venus retrograde in Aries, and she's going to be retrograde until April 12th. So she goes retrograde about every 2 years, and she governs love, relationships, money, and self-worth. So now when when it happens, it means that the planet is going slower than the Earth. So mathematically, it's going backwards. But of course, we know planets don't go backwards. So as Venus is slowing down in her trajectory around the sun, she's going slower than the Earth during this time now, from March 1st to April 12th. And that means it's now a time of reflection in all the things that Venus governs, which is romance. There's love, creativity, especially in Aries. It's passion. What are you passionate about, right? What are your values? What are you wanting to do in this lifetime? It's so interesting that this theme has come up. If you've been listening to me for the last 2 years, it is almost like it's getting louder. Why do you want to do what you want to do? Are you happy doing what you want to do? Does your life reflect your values, right? Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It is the spark of life that creates everything else. And it is the mission, it's the vision, it's the thing within you, it's the pioneer, it's the entrepreneur. And so when Venus is in Aries, this is fiery, it's passionate. It's like, let's go. And then when it's retrograde, Venus retrograde in Aries is like, why do you want to go? Why are you passionate about what you're passionate about? Is your romance, is your creativity truly reflective of who you are, right? And this is going to ask you those questions. So Venus retrograde in Aries asks us to reevaluate our desires, our boundaries, our confidence in love and in business. Oh, confidence is a big one, a big theme that's coming up, especially at the first part of this year. So if you are feeling your confidence being shaken, tested, or you are up leveling in your confidence, it's been a really big theme in all of my grief sessions and all of my coaching sessions, and even within my membership. So it is a theme. I'm seeing it so many places. So it's time to rediscover what makes you feel powerful and passionate and strengthen your sense of self-awareness. And be careful about impulsivity now. We're not calling up any exes. We are not cutting any bangs. This is not a time to get a tattoo, okay? These are big aesthetic decisions and romantic decisions, and we're not doing that. And Venus also governs money. So it's not a time to make big money moves in the next month and a half, okay? And the reason for that as well is Mercury is going retro shade today. So meaning between now and March 15th, anything that you are thinking about, dreaming about, writing about, talking about is going to come under review after Mercury goes retrograde. So it's now a time to notice what you're thinking about and dreaming about, and whether you like it or not is what I'll say. It will undergo a review. It will undergo a revision of some kind. It will change. So now is not the time to make big commitments with Mercury retro shade. It's not going to be retrograde until the 15th, and Venus retrograde. So it's now time to reassess, review, realign with your goals, with what are you happy about, what are you thinking about, what do you want to bring about, and does it align with your values? And then on Sunday, we have Mercury conjunct Neptune. This is a very dreamy energy as well. All this Pisces energy this week is just, it's very deeply intuitive. It's going to be a great time for imagination, for creativity, for musicality, for healing. Pisces rules healing as well. Conversations may be profound and mystical, but also details will be fuzzy, right? This energy is not detail oriented. The actual opposite of Pisces is Virgo. And Virgo is about details and perfection and analyzing. And Pisces is about listening to the soul and then going from that place, doing from that place, adding details from your intuition versus from your mind. Right. So this is a time now when we're deep into the intuition. Watch out for misunderstandings and deception. This energy of Neptune conjunct Pisces, or Neptune conjunct Mercury in Pisces, can make it feel like you're not quite seeing people. You're seeing the world through rose-colored glasses. So trusting people with money, like if you're like me and you get targeted with clothing ads like crazy on Instagram and Facebook, like I always research. Actually, I'm on a moratorium to buy anything at this moment in time, but I'll always go back and research to see how are they on Trustpilot? What are the reviews like for them? You know, are they on Reddit? What's people saying about them? I 100% will tell you it's like the majority of people that and companies that advertise clothing, vast clothing stores on Instagram and Facebook are scams. So take heed. Now is not the time to try a new company that might have origins in China. I'm just going to say that. And then Sunday, March 2nd, we have the Sun in Pisces square to Jupiter. So this square to Jupiter, we just had that at the new moon as well. And this big dreams, bold ideas, center stage. There's a risk of overextending yourself, exaggerating expectations, enthusiasm is high, and overpromising is on the forefront. So really be mindful before you say any yeses or any nos. Think about it. I want you to get back to people and say, let me think about it. I can't make that decision right now. My astrologer says I need to give it 24 hours. And I want you to go away and think about, if this is a yes, what does it look like in your schedule? What does it look like in your bank account? What does it look like in your energy levels? And at the time that you have to make good on this yes, does it feel good at that moment in time? Not this one, when everything looks promising and sunshiny and rose colored glasses. We want to actually put ourselves in the doing of it and imagine what that feels like, because this Pisces energy is going to give you really great imagination, also really great dreams. Pay attention to your dreams now, because subconscious conscious processing is Pisces as well. So pay attention to that. So put yourself, imagine what it's like to be doing the yes that you're about to give to somebody and see if it feels good. Right? Going somewhere after 8 o'clock? No, thank you. PM, by the way. Going somewhere really far out of town? No, thank you. That doesn't feel good to me. Right? It just doesn't feel good to do some things. And sometimes FOMO is real, especially in the moment when you're around someone. If you're someone that absorbs energy and someone's really excited about the thing and they're like, you should come. And you're like, yeah, I should. And then you get home and you're like, ugh, I don't feel as excited about it anymore. It's because the energy of that person was actually amplifying you. But when you come back into your own energy, that's when the yes or no has to take place, not in the moment, which is a kind of a high pressure tactic of selling when you go to events or you're in some sort of launch with somebody and you're like, join us now, join us now. And there can be a feeling of like, this is a yes. But if you're in the excitement of the yes, that's not a time to say yes. You have to listen to your gut, depending on your own authority in human design. But I like to really think about this as when I'm home in my own energy, as I feel into what does this look like? How much time will this take? What would I feel like in that day? I look at my calendar before and after the thing, and I'm like, yeah, it feels like a yes still. And then I'll get back a day or two later and say, yes, I'm in. Right. But in the moment, I used to say yes all the time. And then I was like, oh my God, last year was my year of yes. This is my year of no. So it's my year of no because I'm coming back to boundaries and really being in the energy of me versus in the energy of the expectations and the excitement of the others. Right. And I have things that are coming up that I'm super excited about. And if you feel excited about them and it feels like a neutral yes, then I would love to have you in it. And if it doesn't feel like that, then it's not meant for you, you know? And I love it when people know that it's not for you. Great. Thank you. And move aside so others can come into the lineup, right? It's perfect. I know I'm not for everybody. And I think when I learned that, which was probably early on in my psychic kind of journey, I was freed by that. Freed, I tell you. I'm not for everybody, and that's totally fine. And those people that are ready for me and are stepping forward, they are my people, and we get to do fun things like speak to spirit and have animals talk to us and have amazing dreams that we are deciphering and getting visions and having the most amazing experience on this planet, because there's more to life than the 3D. There's more to life than just what you see around you. There's such a deeper level of knowing, of purpose, of mission, and especially now in the world. There's some aspects coming up in March that are more favorable to harder things happening, especially within the government and in the collective. And we need everybody in their mission. We need everybody living their purpose now. This is the call, and I've been feeling it for so long. So I'm excited to share with you. I'm excited that you're here, understanding the energy that is flowing onto this planet and using it for your highest and best every week. The astro weather, my friends. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Wishing you the best week ahead. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Story of Spirit podcast. I hope you have found inspiration, support, and practical insights to help you align with your soul-led purpose and live a life that sets your soul on fire. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, and share it with a friend. Your support helps us to reach more listeners and continues to provide valuable content. I sincerely appreciate every share, and I know it is how most people find me. It is because caring people like you have shared me with them at the right and perfect time. For more resources, insights, and to connect with our community, please visit us at www.shetellstory.com and follow us on Instagram at shetellstory. Remember, your journey to a more aligned and vibrant life is just the beginning, and I am here to support you every step of the way. Until next time, stay aligned, stay inspired, and keep shining your beautiful light. This is Shetell Story, signing off from the Story of Spirit podcast. Here's the legalese that's required by our lawyers. This podcast and the YouTube channel represents the opinions of Shetell Story and her guests to the show. The content should not be taken as medical, psychological, or financial advice. This series is informational and entertainment purposes only. Because each person is so unique, please consult your healthcare professional, your mental health dream team, your financial advisor, or anyone else that's an expert in the field in where you are thinking of making big choices in your life.